Hey guys, welcome back to the Hadleigh Podcast, presented to you by Betcha. And here's a little sample of what's to come in this episode.
My contract was $2, and then as he actually gave me two $1 coins. Don't spend it all at once, Parkes. Okay? So that was my third year out of school. I got into the academy, bit of a late kind of start. I was pretty gutted with myself as well. Like, it wasn't a great first impression.
Yeah.
And it was like, I've got to change my mindset here. Or I actually started looking into doing apprenticeships. And then Warren gave me a phone call as well. It was like, mate, why not? To play international rugby would be a dream come true. And so then when the opportunity came up to go over there, I was like, right, I've got to change my mindset. I don't want to just be part of a team. I want to actually be a key part of the team. I want to be a key member and get stuck at it. And every time that I kind of went out there, I kind of had that little chip on my shoulder that I had to play well for Wales because I had to. And then and I knew something was wrong with my hand. And then got x-rayed and it was broken. I was like, my World Cup's over.
What a lad, what a lad, what a lad, what an absolute lad.
Well, lad, today's guest is one of the greatest lads in rugby, who also just happens to have one of the most eventful careers of all time. The Palmy boys star was soon to be carving up the NPC with Manawatu before getting an opportunity at the Blues. From there, he had a season with the Southern Kings in South Africa and then off to the Hurricanes. Just before getting the tag of a journeyman, he made a life-changing decision, signing with the Scarlets in Wales. He became an instant fan favourite, helping the Scarlets win the Pro 14 title and even pulled on the famous red jersey of Wales. He had an all-time debut, 2 tries and man of the match against South Africa, and he went on to play 29 tests and be a star of the Six Nations Grand Slam and represent Wales at the Rugby World Cup. Since then, he's had a stint at Japan with the Wild Knights and the Black Rams, and more recently he's been back spotted where it all belonged with the mighty Manawatu. But he really is one of the all-time greats. He's humble, hard-working, and loved everywhere he's been. It is, of course, the great Hadleigh Parkes. Welcome, mate.
Cheers, Jimmy. Thank you. Pleasure to be here. Looking forward to it, actually. A bit of banter with you.
Mate, that was the longest intro I've ever done. You have had a journey.
It has been. Yeah, it's been awesome. Lovely. It's quite cool to hear it back when you say it like that. But look, yeah, it's been an awesome journey, one that I've thoroughly enjoyed. And now it's all come to an end kind of thing. It's on to the next step. So, yeah, it's been awesome.
How do you look back at it all? Like, there's a lot of teams there. There's a lot of ups and downs, highs and lows. How do you look back on your career?
Mate, I've got a few jerseys to collect, really, haven't I? So you got to look at the bright side. No, it's like you pinch yourself. Like, it's 15 years. So it was awesome. Loved New Zealand. Obviously growing up here, playing here, dream come true. And then to move overseas, and like, it was a 2.5 year gig to start off with. That ended up being 10 years away from home. So it was brilliant. You look back on it and not just the footy, but the experiences that you've had, off the travel, having kids whilst overseas as well. Like, it's been awesome. And to do it with my partner back then, but now my wife, Suze, as well. So, to have those memories together has been awesome.
Yeah, and now you're back in Auckland, living.
Yes, yep, yeah. So I'm a country boy. Love the farm.
Yeah.
But wife is an Auckland girl, so she's got me to the big city for we'll see how. But enjoying it, which is good. Kids, like, it's awesome to have the kids back here. I think New Zealand's a great place to bring up children.
4 kids.
4 kids, yeah, similar to yourself.
Yeah.
3,
you managed to get a boy on your last strike.
Yeah. So 3 girls and a very dangerous game to play at the end. But rolling the dice and got double sixes. But and the girls, mate, they're absolutely loving having a boy. But so it's, the family's loving being back, which is good, and close to Suze's family, and then just sorting out life as well and on to the next step.
Yeah, obviously you're in that transition mode at the moment. How have you found it? Like, obviously you're out there running around for the Turbos last year. Shit, that was good to see, but I guess your boots are hung up, are they?
Yeah, they're hung up professionally. Had a club season this year.
Did
my
you?
old club, G-Tech. Like, I always wanted to. I just wanted to enjoy the game. It didn't, like, if you leave the game on your terms, you're pretty lucky. And so I obviously, you don't want to be bitter about the game as well when you finish. And so I just wanted to go out there and just enjoy rugby for what it was this year. So it was always, whether it was up here or in the Wanganui second division, Div 2 kind of thing. Yeah, for the seniors for Hannibal.
Oh, did you play for Hannibal?
No, I played one game when I was growing up.
That question came in more than any other. Like, why haven't you played for Hannibal?
I played one game, but all three brothers. So I've got three older brothers. So all three of them have played together for Hannibal in the senior Bs.
Oh yeah.
But I've never played with them for Hannibal. But I did play one game, and this was when straight out of school. We're playing against the army as well. I was like 18 and running into these army dudes that are just. Got absolutely smoked, but it was good fun.
Oh, so you haven't played a game for Hannibal with your brothers?
No, I haven't.
That what?
Nah.
So it's your brothers asking those, and
it would be nice if that chance did come up, but they're all a bit older than me, so yeah. I'd like to. Well, it would be tougher for them probably to pull the boots on again. So,
So your body's in good nick. You've finished healthy and no niggles.
Yeah, look, body's actually been really good. For me, like didn't do many ligaments or anything like that. I dislocated a shoulder, but that was when I was playing club footy down in Christchurch. Mainly it was just breaking bones, and your bones like that, they heal pretty well, don't they? So,
and most of those are on the piss.
we'll get to that one. So like. Yeah, so body's actually been pretty good, and enjoyed this club season up here, and I was actually a stay-at-home dad for the last 8 months as well, which has been pretty cool. Being that guy, that time with your kids, taking them to school. We're pretty lucky we can walk to school, walk to kindy, and then it's a few flat whites sitting down. Bit of gardening. I like my veggie garden, mate. The veggie's going all right. So,
what do you like around the house? You good?
Mate, yeah, I've been going there, mate. I had to chop down a few trees and stuff like that, get the chainsaw out.
What about in the house?
I'm the chef though. I love cooking.
Oh,
so, like that's always been my kind of get out is cooking. So like, at the moment I'm able to try and do some different recipes and stuff like that. So it's been pretty good. I think my wife enjoys it that I do the cooking, but she's now home on mat leave, so it's we're kind of on top of each other a little bit at the moment. So might be time to get a proper job. So,
and what are you thinking there,
mate? So I'm starting after Labour weekend. So in a civil engineer firm, Earthworks, called Hicks Bros.
Oh yeah.
In an operations assistant kind of role. So it's it's interesting. Like totally completely new learning curve for me. I don't have that degree, but it's just an opportunity came up. And so then like you can't sit at home for the next 20 years, can you? So you got to start at the bottom and just learn, to be open to learning, and just try and see how it all goes, and hopefully it'll be good fun.
Mate, you will be one of the great. I don't know exactly what they do, but
building bridges and stuff like that. It's really easy.
Well, you mentioned your brothers, so you're one of 4 boys.
Yeah.
Growing up in the farm.
Yes, yeah. So we're one of 4. I'm the youngest.
Yeah.
So they're all 6, 5, and 4 years older than me. So we're pretty lucky on the farm in Owenide, or closer to Hannibal. If people don't know where Owenide is, if you blink when you go through it.
What if you don't know where Hannibal is?
Yeah, well, if you don't know where Hannibal is, it's a bit of a longer blink through Hannibal. So we grew up and we were pretty lucky, like sport. We all love sport. Farm, you got open spaces, and we were pretty lucky. We had like a grass tennis court that tennis never got played on it.
Yeah.
And had the solid like tennis poles in there. So when playing cricket and BYC and rugby, like they were a bit of a danger at times, the old around the neck. But we had some good battles out there, which was good. And then they've been good supporters of mine throughout the years for my career, which has been great. So
was it always footy for you, like from a young age?
No, I loved cricket as well.
Yeah.
So I did all right. Joe Wheeler and I actually played a little bit together.
Did you?
Like rep Central District. So it's quite weird how it all works, because the top of the South Island becomes Central District.
Yeah.
Well, it did. I don't know how it is.
It still does.
Still does. So knew Joe from that, and then enjoyed it, and actually like it was cricket all through school as well. Like enjoyed it.
Were you good?
We did all right.
Could have gone pro?
Nah, I don't know about that.
What do you reckon? What would have had you back?
Probably my bowling style.
Were you a bowler?
Mate, bowler. No, and also like all rounder. I'd like to call myself an all rounder. But like with the tennis court thing, like we played in the V, but I played everything in the V, and it was just all crossback. Because growing up was just hitting straight down, and so you're just like you should be cutting it through there, and you just like boom, straight back over the bowler's head.
They've just got all their fielders at the front.
Pretty much, yeah. But managed to pick up a Gillette Cup in my second year. We drew with Kings, but I like to say we won. We would have beaten them.
Yeah.
It got called off in the final game. So we actually, in the Gillette Cup top 4. And that was in 2004. So that was, pretty cool to win that.
Yeah.
First equal. And then kind of after going to university, kind of cricket went on the back burner a little bit.
Yeah.
Just because it was around summer holidays when you're coming home from uni, and like you just didn't want to do much travelling, to be fair. And it's only into Palmy, which was only an hour away, but it was just good. You're at home, wanted to stay at home kind of thing.
Yeah, and had rugby taken off at the same level at this point? You're first 15.
We were first 15, so we had not a bad first 15. A couple of the boys have kicked on, like Aaron Cruden was my 10. Andre Taylor on one wing. Kurt Baker was, I don't know if he was starting, but he was in the squad, and William Wairoa, Willie Cribb at school. He was always a bit like that. Actually, he was a bit of
what position was he?
He was actually another midfielder, winger kind of thing.
Was that the combo, you guys?
No, I had another guy in the midfield called Josh Uraranuku that came down from Auckland as well. And like he was outstanding. And I just remember a couple of things, like he'd be on the field and just so full of confidence, going, there ain't no one like me, kind of thing like this. And then he went through a hole against Napier. I remember it. He's going through this hole, scores under the post, and as he's going through the hole, he's like, "Later's bowl." So, I don't know I haven't seen him since school, so I don't know what's happened. But yeah,
because all the other ones, basically the rest of your backline's gone pro and had Super Rugby careers.
Mate, that like Andre Taylor was like, that season that he had with the Hurricanes where he was unstoppable. Yeah. Like he was like that in the first 15. We were just literally didn't know what to do. Give it to Dre. Dre scored a try.
Yeah.
He was outstanding and he did well. Aaron's obviously done extremely well, winning a World Cup and overseas and abroad as well. So yeah.
Mate, second. Did you guys win the comp?
No. We came up against Christchurch Boys High in the semi-final, and I think you would have probably played against.
We lost the final of the Christchurch competition against that team. Yeah, very good team,
mate. Very good. And, like you just go through their team, and like there's a couple of World Cup winners in there as well, a couple of other All Blacks as well, and then I think there's 7 Super Rugby players in there, and then probably on top of that, there's another 3 or 4 ITM or NPC players as well. So like, what a team, And like it's Owen Franks who's played 100 tests, Colin Slade, Tim Bateman,
Matt Todd, Horrell,
Nasi Manu,
Ash
Dixon. Lovely fun. Still going, actually, old Dicko. Good to see.
Yeah. Jeez, he's done well.
He's pulled out. He gave Renz a little text, did he? Gone through the phone book.
As you do.
Towards that time. Yeah, very much so.
Yeah. So you lost that final to them because they were just too good?
Mate, they were outstanding. We only lost like 16-9. I think one of our boys, he hasn't forgotten about it either. No one reminds him. He tripped himself up with an open try line. So, but they were a very good side, and then we managed to play Wesley in the 3rd and 4th playoff, and we beat them. So not a bad year, to be fair.
Yeah. So why did you move down to Christchurch? It was Christchurch Post School?
It was Christchurch Post School. It was for university.
Not an academy thing?
Not an academy thing at all. So I just went down there. I wanted to go down. Two of my brothers had already gone down there. Another one stayed in Palmy. Went to Massey. And so the two brothers, and so we actually spent a bit of time going down and seeing them, and so then I was like, Christchurch, quite a cool city. Go down there for university. So I started at Canterbury, went out to Lincoln, did property valuation out there.
Oh yeah.
And then it was just it wasn't for footy or anything like that. It was just for tertiary education, really.
Yeah, but did footy take off while you're down there?
Not straight away. So I was injured when I first got down there.
Shoulder dislocation, was it?
No, this was a scaphoid actually.
Oh.
And then I ended up turning up to training for Christchurch football clubs under 21s. There was a couple of boys in uni hall. Pardon me, sorry. They were there, and so they were like, come along. So I ended up going along, and Brad Moore was one of the coaches. So I ended up having quite a bit to do with him over the years. So Pardon me, that beer's been good.
That'll get you.
Yeah. And so in under 21s and kind of like that's where the love for club footy and why I wanted to go back this year is just because I think club footy is quite important. I'm a big fan of it. And what it, not only in the cities, but what it can do in the rural areas as well, and what it does for, communities and how for the social side of it too, Like I know what it does for Hannibal. Like they've got a women's team and a men's team now as well. And so like Friday night the club rooms are going off, and then Saturday for the men's it's going off again as well. So that's why club. I'm a big fan of it.
That's what it's all about, eh?
It is. Like you just remember it as a kid, like going to watch your father or your dad. Like even if your dad, I remember watching Dad actually. He was playing Golden Oldies one day. He was quite a big man.
Yeah,
he's lost a bit of weight now, but and he thought he was going all right, and apparently I just yelled out to him, "Do something, Dad!" So he was like gutted. I was just So you, like that, like growing up, like those club rooms was where we hung out a lot. There was like a hill behind it. You're muddier than anything going home, eh?
Yeah, it's so cool. Good memories. And you mentioned Brad Moore. Was he your agent straight away?
No, so he was a partner in a law firm down. I don't know what the law firm was. So he then the next year he became the senior Div 1 coach.
Oh yeah.
And then from there, I think we were with him for Div 1 probably 2 or 3 years before he then started getting into about agency work.
Oh, true. So you hadn't played for Manawatu?
No.
Far out. You were quite late.
No, quite late. So I actually ended up getting into the academy. So I went out to Lincoln on my second year at university.
Yeah.
And then was in the Lincoln scholarship.
Oh, yeah.
Which is nice to get uni paid for.
Yeah.
And then got into the academy the next year. I remember Matt Sexton was the academy manager at Old Rata.
Yeah.
And my contract was $2. And then as he actually gave me two $1 coins, don't spend it all at once, Parkes. Okay. So that was my third year out of school. I got into the academy. So that's bit of a late kind of start, really.
Yeah, and then from there, did it go pretty quick?
Yeah, it kind of so it was there that year. I think I got injured at the end of that year because might have actually signed with Canterbury for 2 years under Pens when he was there.
Yeah.
That first stint that he had there. But got injured, so I couldn't do it. That was my shoulder injury that you were talking about.
Yeah.
And then the next year was when Sonny Bill came back from Toulon. And so then everyone's probably stoked that Sonny Bill came back to New Zealand apart from me. But no, I've forgiven him now. But so he came back and Canterbury kind of rang me up and said, look, if you hang around, you might get a couple of games, or we can loan you out.
Yeah.
And then Manawatu came knocking under Dave Rennie, and I said, I'd finished uni as well, and I was like, it's a great opportunity to go home and get game time. I think that ultimately you've got to get game time as well, don't you? So hopefully, if you want to kick on, so and there was my opportunity to go there. So
far out, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Sonny Bill.
He's not a bad player, to be fair.
So then you move back home, you're playing NPC, you're on the big stage. You feeling good enough?
Look, I thought so. Like we had up and down. You had a couple of good games. I think we almost beat Canterbury at home. We probably should have beaten them. We were ahead. I think it ended up being 21, 22, something. It was close like that. I don't know what it was. And then the next week we're playing Northland away. You're like, boys are confident. Yeah, we're going to do this. I think they went and put 80 points on us. Lockie Munro scored 4 tries. David Hull, I tried the chip kick over his head and he charged it down and caught it again and scored under the post. So, yeah, confidence was up and down a little bit that year, but we didn't come last. I think we beat Tasman actually at home.
Yeah, you did. I remember it.
Yeah. Were you playing?
Yeah, I was. Aaron Cruden absolutely tore up. I actually got dropped after that game because I missed too many tackles on Aaron Cruden.
But he was outstanding. Because I think that must have been his first year that he was in the All Blacks.
Oh, yeah.
And so he only played, you look at our 9 or 10 was Aaron Smith and Aaron Cruden. So Cruds might have started playing All Blacks that year. So he only played a couple of games. But Aaron Smith, what he's gone on to do as well. Manawatu, in terms of if they could have held on to all their players over the years, it's certainly there's some impressive boys all men that have come out of there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then you got an opportunity with the Blues. Was it after that year?
No, so that was that year. And then it was kind of actually when I was talking with Manawatu, Auckland came in and said would be keen to have a chat as well. But Manawatu said, we want you, this is us. And Auckland said, no, you have to come to training camp and get picked. And so then it was like, oh, mate, it was a good chance to go home.
Yeah.
And do that. And then after that season, it was kind of like, it was, yeah, I then went to Auckland after that. It was just, maybe it was wanting to play for a bigger union, bigger team. When you look back, did I probably have to go? Probably not, but that was a choice I made back then.
Yeah.
And so then, so I moved to Auckland, which must have been the World Cup year with 2011.
Yeah.
And then it was the Blues got picked for after the World Cup.
Do you reckon you would have made the Blues if you stayed at Manawatu?
I think there's a much better pathway now.
Yeah.
I think like people back, it wasn't actually then. I think when Super Rugby first started, you're only allowed to pick 4 or a couple away from other unions.
Yeah.
Now, you get picked from everywhere.
Yeah.
And you look at the way Manawatu went this year. I watched a few of their games. I think they had a better year than they did the year before.
Yeah.
And I think they'll probably be kicking themselves that they didn't win a couple more of those games as well, especially down the Southland when they're up by that at half time.
Yeah.
But I think boys are getting, if you perform, you're getting picked.
Good enough. Yeah.
And yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's that's all. Like, hindsight's a beautiful thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
How old were you when you made your Super Rugby
I was
debut?
24.
Oh yeah, 24. So you battled away
But
for a wee bit.
real old battler, eh?
Yeah, far out.
Yeah.
No wonder you got to play on so late.
Yeah, too right.
15 years. What a career.
Yeah.
And then how'd you feel going into the Blues?
Mate, loved it.
You're a wider training group, though, right?
Wider training to start, but ended up playing 14 or 14 games, I think, that year.
Weren't you a fullback? Wasn't it?
Mate,
weren't you the form fullback of the comp or something?
Great under the high ball. Yeah. Got found out at like positional a little bit. Mate, I'd never really played. I played maybe a handful of games at fullback my whole life.
Yeah.
And then, but there was the opportunity that I got given, and so I just jumped at it. And I remember talking to James Parsons, so he was wider training with me as well at the same time. And we were like, because we had a stacked team. It was unbelievable that year. And it was when Piriwepu and Manawatu came up from the Hurricanes as well. Yeah. And so you go through that team, like there was a lot of those boys that had won the 2011 World Cup. And so I was like, we talked to each other. We're like, I hope I just get 5 minutes this year, and mate, we're going to win the comp. We didn't quite win the comp.
Where'd you come?
Well, we only won 4 or 5 games.
Oh, geez,
yeah, she was a tough year. We had a few injuries, but those injuries enabled me to get my opportunity, which was, so Tuiava got injured. And so that's how I ended up playing fullback. Yeah. And so then it was a big learning curve.
Was that Benji's year? No.
No, he was maybe the year after. Because he came in, did John Kirwan bring him back?
Oh, yeah. So you were gone by then.
Yeah, so had that season, and so then Pat obviously got shifted on. New coaching team came in, and so 2 of us, or a few boys, but 2, they've gone on to do all right as Gareth Inscombe and myself. So Gareth got shifted to the Chiefs, and I went to South Africa. So got an opportunity over there.
How did that come about?
Mate, it came about. So then this is how the connection with Brad Moore and Matt Sexton came back. So they got in there. I think Matt Sexton was head coach under Alan Solomon's South African fella. Was director of rugby.
Yeah.
Matt Sexton, head coach, and Brad Moore was the attack coach. So Brad got in touch and said, hey mate, would you be keen? And I was just like, yeah, love to, like something completely different. And so then, and it, loved it. Like it was 10 months over there. Very different.
Where were they based?
They're in Port Elizabeth, Eastern Cape.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so like, mate, the lifestyle that, like, South Africa's got so much, like, it's got a few issues, but there's so much good going on as well. Like you just, I had the best tan I've ever had in my life. I came back with that long hair as well, blonde long hair. And because I got injured there as well, actually playing the Hurricanes in Wellington. So I was out for 16 weeks with a broken arm.
Yeah.
And so like I was doing training in the morning, and then Suze came over as well. So she was on secondment with EY. She was working for EY, and they said, oh, you can go and we'll second you over there. And then, but towards the end, she wasn't really working for, they had no work for her.
Yeah.
And so I'd go to training in the morning, and then in the afternoon, we lived 300 metres from the beach, and it's so much, like, it was you know what the weather's like in South Africa, right?
Yeah.
So it's, mate, the tan was flying.
Just living the good life.
Living it. Chicken mayo toasties and just put on a couple.
Did you feel safe? That's always the thing I think about when playing in South Africa. I just remember from travelling there that it doesn't ever feel safe. But did you feel safe?
I think we're probably a little bit oblivious to it when we're there, and we were probably a little bit like a couple of stories about that. But so Suze loves to go for a run in the morning, so she wanted to get up, but her work started at 7, so we were getting up at like 5, and then I had to ride a bike next to her in pre-season along the waterfront, just because she didn't want to run by herself. And I was like, yeah, sweet. But the sun's up anyway, it's beautiful. And on one of these mornings, it was actually, there was a whole lot of waves, or like white caps out in the ocean. I don't know what's going on out there. And then someone said, hey mate, have you seen all these dolphins pods? And this dolphin pod was huge. Like, it was unbelievable. Like, the nature over there is unbelievable. Like, you've been on safari and stuff like that. But I don't know. This pod of dolphins would have been 400 or 500 meters long, and then just as wide as well.
Yeah.
It was huge.
Far out.
But the safety thing as well. So, the house that I was in, I was actually living in Brad Moore's outhouse as well. Father and son, eh? So he had his family over there, and so we're in it. We went into the outhouse, and it was actually good because it went onto the pool. Everyone's got a pool over there as well, so onto the pool. But there was a break-in one night. Suze had actually come back to New Zealand, so I'd moved into the main house, and the alarm went off. And me being me, I just like turn the alarm off and put the pillow over my head because it was so noisy. And so it was just like this. But apparently someone had been trying to get in, but you've got a gate into the living. So your house, they can almost get into where your kitchen and living area is, but not into your rooms.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's another door that you put across there at night time. So, and it's amazing how quickly you adjust to that's how you live your life.
Yeah.
But in the area that we had, there was security always driving around. And so then Brad was like, yeah, there's a guy here within 20 seconds. He had a torch and a handgun like this. And they didn't see the guy that was trying to get in, but they saw his footprints and going over the fence.
Oh, shit.
And then the next one is...
What do they do if do they shoot them? No.
Oh,
don't know.
What can I know? Well, you can only imagine probably what's happening. Yeah. I don't know. But you could imagine probably what happens. But then with the Kings, when I was there, we had to go out onto a shanty town or a shanty kind of area. We were doing a promotion for a cell phone company or something like that. And so around us, we had 3 of us there, and we had guys with big automatic pistols behind us, and then just standing there, and then they'd only let 3 people in at a time, and then like we had a car escort going in and car escort going out. And I talked to the South Africans that were there with me, and I was like, boys, this is pretty cool, like all these people coming in and stuff like that. And they looked at me and said, Parksy, this is scary, mate.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, but I didn't know like that.
Yeah.
And they're like, mate, like look at the guys behind us go hanging, and so you're like, yeah, it's probably fair enough. And then they're like, also when we're leaving, they're like, this is when they hit you, is that they try and get your car, or they crash into your car when you're leaving. So we had a police escort leaving again as well, and we had it virtually from the shantytown all the way back, which was probably a 25-minute drive back into Port Elizabeth.
Crazy.
So it's just like that. Yeah, there's obviously stories, and every South African's got a couple of stories.
Yeah.
But like, fortunately for us, we didn't have too much of that. So it was, we loved it. And it was awesome. Cheap place to live too.
Yeah.
Like, cheaper to eat out than to buy groceries. So,
yeah. You're cooking.
Mate, my cooking didn't quite work out that year. So.
And what about on the field? Like, how'd you find it on the field before you broke your arm?
Mate, it was good. It was a tough preseason. And we were underdogs. Even like, I think even a month before the season started, I think they were still trying to keep the Lions in there. So we didn't know if we were going to actually get in there.
Oh, yeah.
But we managed to get in there. We actually started, we beat the Force first in the first game. I think we might have had the Sharks after that, which we went down pretty close, had a bye, and then we had the Chiefs. And so we went, Chiefs had a pretty stacked team when they came over to play us. I think they won it that year as well.
Yeah.
And so and it was pretty tight against them, like only probably one score in that game too. So then we went on tour, our 4-week tour, and it was to New Zealand and Australia, so which was quite cool. It was coming home. We're playing the Crusaders down there and playing the Hurricanes. So it's like parents, it would be awesome. Hurricanes was my home region growing up. It would be great. And so we're pretty confident going to the Crusaders because they're always a little bit of a slow starter around that time as well. Like a lot of the All Blacks got rested. And so then, but I just remember this, like we're playing against them, we're about 30 points down, like boys, we're under the post. Izzy Dag or Zach Gilford's just scored another try. And one of the props just goes, "Hey, lads, boys, these Crusaders are soft. They're soft. They're running it around us, not into us." And I was kind of just thinking to myself, isn't that the whole point, man? You want to beat the man a little bit. But I think that's probably, I don't think it's a full insight into the mentality of a South African footy player, but like they just love like that confrontational game. They love that. It's their DNA kind of thing. And then you can probably see the way the Springboks play and the South African teams, like how direct and powerful they are, but then they've also got the backs to go with it now, and they can play some exciting footy too. So,
geez, that's a good South African accent.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You can tell you've lived there.
Laka my booty.
That is classic though. It does sort of sum up their mentality and going through people,
mate, and
not around them.
Yeah, too right.
Yeah. So then the next game you broke your arm, and that's when you're back to the beach.
Broke my arm. Probably lucky it happened in New Zealand rather than breaking my arm in South Africa. So then they had the 2-week tour into Australia, but the team said I'm more than welcome to stay with my parents. So I went back to the farm for 2 weeks, which was quite nice. So, which is good before going back to South Africa. Yeah. And at this time as well, my wife, my wife now, her parents were over in South Africa with friends as well, because it just, by pure chance, it just coincided that they had a wedding in the Western Cape. So they were there as well. So she had company over there as well. So it was perfect timing. Planned it, obviously. And so then went home and then got back to South Africa at the same time as the team got back there, and then that's where the tan started flying. So,
did you ever think you were going to stay there long term, or?
Oh, you kind of think about it a lot, but like everyone was enjoying it, and we actually we were the underdogs in every game pretty much. But we still managed to win 3 games and draw one. I think we drew against maybe the Rebels and then beat the Brumbies as well. But or the other way around. Sorry. But it was fun. It was enjoyable. If maybe it had to come for another year, then yes. But I was always coming back to Auckland for another ITM season. Enjoyed it and loved it, but probably would like to go back one day with the kids and do that safari and all of that kind of thing. But probably living there long term.
You never thought about playing for South Africa?
No. That physicality, man. Stay away from that now.
So you end up at the Hurricanes?
Yes. So Auckland, and then ended up at the Hurricanes. So and which was awesome. Loved it. It was cool. Again, closer to home to where the parents are. And just going back there, and not a bad side as well. And, yeah.
Unfortunately, had a rough start to the year for you. Obviously,
you'd know this well. You'd know this very well. Yeah. So we it was. I think it was the first weekend after the first week of pre-season, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think
so.
And
we had we were having a good first week, I suppose you could say. and then I ended up going up and catching up with a couple of uni mates, and ended up trying to tackle one of them into a bush. But there's a concrete fence behind the bush. And so I wake up in the morning, I knew, my hand was a little bit sore. No, it can't be. And it was broken. So I had to come up with I was wrestling with someone and landed on top of it kind of thing. So it was a bit of a balls up. But I remember, then after that, it was okay. I think, coaches weren't overly stoked. Yeah. And I was pretty gutted with myself as well. It wasn't great, and it wasn't a great first impression. Yeah. But I remember then the next Friday we're in that team meeting after lunch before we do the final on-field session. And Hammer's going, "Boys, it's a tough week, mate. Pre-season's going good. Just don't go out and ruin it in the weekend." And you just everyone's just looking at me,
in your cast.
Yeah, just oh no. And then the worst thing was that then I didn't really get to train with the team for the rest. I got to do gym, but and training on the field, and so like watching all the boys going through the hard yards, and I was doing. Do you remember that slide thing that I was doing, like almost a skiing thing? Like, so I had like these boots, the sides. I just doing that. It was a killer. It got me fit, mate. I was pretty fit, but it was just like just looking like that guy, just on the side. Yeah, not great. Yeah.
Oh, I always felt so sorry gutted for you around that.
Oh,
so hard going to a new team and then being injured and.
mate, yeah.
Oh.
I think the coaches forgave me after a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think Clarkie did. He still sent the question.
Oh, well, yeah. But he's been in a good paddock though, hasn't he?
Oh, but you've spent, you got maybe 8 or so games, did you? Or five games?
I ended up starting the season, maybe 4 or 5 at the start of the season.
Yeah.
And then there was a year Alapati Leilua just carved up.
That's
like,
right.
he was unbelievable. I think he signed with the Wasps after that season as well. Like he was unbelievable. Like that Fendi did on Colin Slade at the Crusaders.
Yeah.
Like Colin almost went backwards. And he didn't even need to defend him either. Like,
he was already over the line.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make 8 defenders.
Yeah. So he then moved into midfield and like I think, and then obviously good players and managed to get another 2 games towards the back end of the season but we just missed out on playoffs. I think we missed so then it ended up being probably 6 or 7 games, I think. So,
yeah. Did you get recontracted or
no?
What was your decision to move to Scarlets?
So it was actually when I was playing for the Hurricanes, it was like got then the broken hand and everything. I knew I had to probably change my mindset, and so I remember it from like when I first went into the Blues. Those boys, like, you looked around that changing room and there's some superstars of our game from probably for that period of 20 years, for a huge amount of time. You know, front rowers, Kevin Milame, Tony Woodcock, Jerome Kino, Ali William. You know, you just go and then into the back line with, all of those boys as well. And so then, like, I was just happy to be there kind of thing. And then at the Hurricanes as well, like, I remember in the back line, I was probably one of the only, at the start of the season, one of the only ones that wasn't an All Black.
Yeah.
And again, I was just happy to be there.
Yeah.
And so it was during that season, and then I fell out of favour. Alapati was going outstandingly well. And it was like, I've got to change my mindset here. Or I actually started looking into doing apprenticeships. So doing plumbing or building or something like that. So I was just looking like, what else?
Oh, you thought you were done?
No, it's just like, what else, like, what else is there?
Just in case?
Just in case. And then, and so then when the opportunity came up to go over there, I was like, right, I've got to change my mindset. I don't want to just be part of a team. I want to actually be a key part of the team. I want to be a key member and get stuck in it and, not just do as what you have to kind of thing, do a lot more than that. Like extras, fitness, looking after your body, nutrition. And so then that was a real learning curve for me, and especially starting later. Probably going through the uni days and then living, like when I was at the Blues, I was in a 9-man flat, all of them working, and 8 men and one girlfriend, but she got like she didn't have much say in the cooking, unfortunately for Sophie. But mate, it was like you can only imagine what a Thursday, Friday night is in like a 9-man flat, and I'm probably trying to do something completely different. And you probably get caught up in that a little bit. And so, like, it was just good learnings for me and how, I had to change a little bit and not change fully because I enjoyed those experiences, but just try and be more professional, I guess.
Well, it certainly worked, mate. You became a Welsh superstar.
Oh, I don't know about that. It's not so you say it, but I don't know.
How'd you find it when you first got over there?
Mate, it was, so I was talking to, it was actually, so when I was looking at the apprenticeship stuff as well, Paul Feeney was taking over as Auckland coach. So he rang me, said about the Auckland upcoming ITM season. I was like, what's PVAC up to? And he goes, he's off overseas. And so I was like, PVAC and I have always had a great relationship. And so I was like, I'll give him a little text and see where's he off to. He said, congratulations on the new gig, mate. All the best. Hope it goes well. And he goes, mate, I'll be in touch with your new contract soon. I was like, right. So those apprenticeships went on the back burner again. But and so then I was talking to my father and I went, I'm talking to this team in West Wales called Lanaloo. He goes, you mean Llanelli? I went, nah, Lanaloo is spelled LL, like that. He goes, nah, it's Llanelli, how the Welsh language is.
Yeah.
And so then, so that was bit of an eye opener.
I never knew that either.
No, mate, it's a hard language. Like, I can't speak any of it really, to be honest with you. Like,
None of it. No.
No,
Do the boys speak it?
there is it's quite good because our 9 and 10, like Patchell became our 10 as well. He
Yeah.
was at the Highlanders. He spoke it, and our 9 spoke it really well.
Oh, yeah.
And so when we were playing the Irish sides or the Scottish sides, they would speak it like that.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'd just say, all right, what's happening? So which is quite good, or but they all speak. There's kind of a big pull for people to want to speak it, and there's a big push for it being schools and
a little bit like Māori here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly the same, and just I guess trying to have their Welsh heritage as well, which is quite cool. So,
And did you find it different on the field?
no, we tried because we had Kiwi coaches, and we also had Stephen Jones, who's at Moana. They wanted to play a little bit expansive, and we had a team that did play like that as well. And so we kind of lived off. We had a good attacking side. Our defense was all right, but we had good defensive players. But what we did have as well was people over the breakdown that were very good. We had like Tyg Byrne, which was an absolute steal. What we got him from Leinster.
Yeah.
Like I think we bought him for 25K.
Oh,
kind of thing.
Geez.
And then he ended up what he's done, but it was an opportunity that he needed. And he didn't start the season for us, but all of a sudden, when he got his opportunity, he just went like that. He was on the team sheet virtually first every week, and he's been phenomenal for Ireland and Munster ever since. But like we just had out of probably the top turnovers people in the Pro 14 at that time. Now it's the URC. 3 of them were in our squad.
Oh, shit.
And so we that was what we lived off. And as soon as we got a turnover ball, we were very dangerous. We had a good left winger, Johnny McNichol, came over in the next couple of years. He was on fire for it. So, no, it was awesome.
Was that the year you won it?
We won it. I think he turned up that year, yes. Yeah, we won it. Actually, it's funny, like, I remember talking to Wayne, we're in the airport. We'd lost our first 3 games that year, and we're in the airport going to play an Italian side. And so then he goes to me, oh, mate, if I move on, like, would you be keen to, and with the defensive coach as well. And I was like, oh, look, open to anything, Wayne.
I'll follow you, mate. You keep paying me.
But then, like, we won that game, and then from that game onwards, I think we won 7, like, all the rest of that Pro 14 kind of game. It's amazing how, a couple of victories and you just build momentum and it just keeps going like that. And just, like, some coaches, all they need is a team. All they need is a win every now and then, and all of a sudden it just builds momentum, and you just keep going from there.
Contagious, 100%.
Yeah.
And is that the year that you make Wales off the back of it?
We won it that year, but so I didn't get over to Wales until December. So we did win it. So that would have been the 2016-17 season that we did win it, and then but that was when the Lions tour happened. So I wasn't qualified for Wales, and then it was. After and for the autumn series, which is those November tests now, was when I qualified. So,
and was that 3 years back then?
It was 3 years. Yeah.
How did you feel when you got the call,
mate? So I never really, I didn't go over there for that reason. It was just an opportunity to do it, and it was a good opportunity. And I, like, to be honest, I had Bayonne were talking to me at the same time. But theirs was a medical joker, and it was only for 6 months. And so I think Adam Whitelock might have ended up going there actually. And so then my wife wanted to work as well, and so Bayonne's not English speaking, so I was like, sweet. And then it was like, Scarlett, now it'll be awesome actually. Like, it's a little bit longer, but we went on holiday to Biarritz that first summer, and we both kind of looked at each other and go, oh, what were we thinking? Like, we could have been on the beach, like that, San Sebastian, just over Spain, just there, kind of. But like, Wales, it couldn't have worked out any better. Like, it was just amazing. I loved it. Loved the people. They're very much like Kiwis as well, very hospitable. And brought into the Scarlets in the West Wales way of life. I wasn't living in West Wales. We were in Cardiff. There was a group of us actually. So there was 4 Kiwis that left at the same time, that we all kind of hung out every Wednesday night with our wives. Would go out for dinner, which was Gareth and Jared Hawada went to the Blues, and Nick Croswell went to the Dragons. And so it was like you had family over there straight away, and they became your family. And so then you coming to the end of your 2.5 years, and it was like there was a little bit of talk. Maybe if you hang around, this might be an opportunity. And then Warren gave me a phone call as well. It was like, mate, why not? Like, it'd be amazing. It'd be, to play international rugby would be a dream come true. And so then, had to obviously sign for another couple of years. And so then, and it was for the last game. Wales always play a fourth game in the internationals, or used to. I think a lot of teams do it now. So I wasn't qualified for the first 3 games, which was Aussie, someone, and the All Blacks, and then it was the Springboks, the last one. So
far out.
Yeah, so and I think I qualified on the day that the game actually was. So,
it was.
Got the timing down. Got the timing down packed. Yeah.
Did you feel what was like the reception of you being named?
Like most people were pretty good.
Yeah.
But there was also like I can see where a little bit comes from as well. Like I wouldn't say just a little bit of, I guess, I don't know what it is. Like not resentment, but like, and I think it came, mate, there was one guy that has actually become a mate, or a guy that I've, worked with as well, and we get on pretty well. But he was a Welsh player as well, and he played 100 tests for Wales. But he missed out on a couple because something like this happened to him. But it was because this guy actually said that he had Welsh heritage, but he didn't. But they found it out. So obviously the research wasn't done too well back then.
Okay.
And so he had a podcast, or he was working for a podcast over there as well, and it was a media. But now he's working for the Welsh team. And so he'd just say a couple of things. And so our media guy goes, right, I'm going to chuck me in, or myself, into a podcast with him, kind of hang, or just an interview.
Yeah.
And so we're talking, and we kind of got on all right. And one learning that I got off, and I'm going to chuck Gareth Anscombe under the bus here as well, is that when he got over there, his mum's actually Welsh.
Oh, yeah.
So he's Welsh through and through. And he didn't learn the anthem.
Yeah.
And he got crucified online.
and he played before you.
He
right?
played before me 3 years, and I was like, well, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
And so I was like, and so people were like, oh, he knows the anthem, and they was said kind of as I was walking out, and I remember Martin Williams going, we'll see if he does, kind of thing. And I sang it. Don't get me to sing it right now. It's been a while. I'd need some backup singers. But it was something that I had to learn and make sure that I learned, because it was just my little bit to give back to the Welsh people as well. And every time that I kind of went out there, I kind of had that little chip on my shoulder that I had to play well for Wales, because, I had to.
Yeah.
And I wanted to. And so I tried to give it all every time. So, yeah.
Well, if they weren't keen on you playing for them before the first game, after the first game, they were all singing your praises. You were fully Welsh.
Mate, yeah.
What a debut.
Mate, it went well. It was like, you couldn't ask for more, really.
No.
Boys went well. Boys played well. And lucky to get a couple of meat pies.
Yeah, man of the match.
Yeah, and a good night out in Tiger after in Cardiff. Everyone enjoys Cardiff, don't they?
Well, it's an impressive place to have a beer, isn't it?
Yeah, it is good. And I think just like that stadium is something. Did you get there when you were over there?
Yeah, only for the Joseph Parker fight.
Yeah. Not quite a game, but like
I saw it, and it was a good fight.
Yeah, it was good fight. Yeah, good night too.
Was it?
And then you were probably in Tiger that night.
I was actually,
with every Kiwi rugby player over there. Yeah.
There was a lot of them. Yeah,
there was a huge amount. But like that stadium there, and I think it's like 75,000-80,000 people. But you're right on the pitch. Like if you're the front row, you're kind of looking up to the pitch. And it's steep. You can put the roof on. It's actually the away team that decides about the roof as well.
Is it?
So Wales actually have no say. We love it to be on.
Why is that?
I don't know. I think they probably think it's an advantage to Wales if it's on or off.
It's your home. It's your home ground.
Yeah,
you should
but
do what you want.
So there was. Kind of in the Grand Slam game, the final game against Ireland, they wanted it off.
Yeah.
And there's a rumour that Joe Schmidt said off, and he didn't tell his senior players, and so then they wanted it on. Well, I don't know. There's a bit of a he say, she say kind of thing, but either way, it's an amazing stadium with that atmosphere.
Yeah.
And then where it's located, like literally 50 metres, and you're into the mixer. And it's awesome.
The whole Six Nations is, to be fair, isn't it? Like the way that fans can travel, how close the whole competition is.
Yeah.
How'd you find it?
Mate, brilliant. brilliant. And rugby aside, like people have their opinions either way there, but like it's something that the Southern Hemisphere just can't compete with is the fact that every team is pretty close to each other. Like Twickenham's 2-hour drive away. Edinburgh, you can drive, bus, fly if you want.
Yeah.
And Scotland's the traditional kind of one that's the Welsh love going to. So there's buses going up there.
Yeah.
And there's people that just travel to all the venues, even if they don't have a ticket to the game, they just want to be in those cities. So there's just a buzz around those cities from probably Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
That's cool.
Kind of thing. And then you also... Like Rome's probably one that you a bit more of a romantic one. There's a bit of footy on, but do you want to come with me? Yeah, come watch the game. Yeah. But it's like in terms of that, like and numbers of people, like it's just probably I don't know what the numbers would be, but 15,000, 20,000 travelling fans, and so that just adds to the whole buzz of the game. Of the environment, which is pretty cool.
Well, we saw a glimpse of it with the Lions recently, but it's like that, isn't it? But
hugely. Actually, in saying that, I'm going to contradict myself right now. Went to the Eden Park game again for the All Blacks against Springboks, and how many South Africans were there? Like, it was unbelievable. Like, it was just packed.
Yeah.
And so it makes you realise probably is there a huge amount of South Africans living in New Zealand now or Australia, or did they travel as well? So it was, which was good.
Oh.
Added to it.
The Rugby Championship's been good, to be fair, this year, isn't it?
So. Any team could have, last couple of games could have taken it out. So,
yeah. And the Rugby World Cup, you got to a Rugby World Cup. How good?
Yeah.
Japan?
It was awesome. Japan. So, love that. Like, it was, absolute dream come true.
Yeah.
To go there. And we were going pretty well going into it. We were on a 14 before actually the preseason games, we were on a 14-game win streak, so we were actually going pretty well. And then to get to Japan, I think like none of us, well, some boys had toured there like in 2013 when the Lions had been in Australia.
Yeah, but
not many people had been there, so it was a massive preseason because it's different to here. It's not in season, so you have a massive preseason for this Northern Hemisphere teams to then get ready for that. And yeah, it went well. Like, probably like 5 minutes away from maybe beating South Africa in that semi-final, I think it was 16-19. Can we debate about a certain breakdown rule under in their 22, and they got the penalty, but I've never watched the game back, so it is what it is. You just move on, eh? So, but from that, they kicked it out, got another penalty. Pollard puts it over, and then it's 4 or 5 minutes ago. But yeah,
what could have been?
What could have been? But yeah,
and you played in the third and fourth.
I went started every game, but in the third and fourth went onto the bench.
Yeah.
Body was pretty wrecked. I had broken a bone in my hand in the first game.
You love to break.
Yeah. Might have been the same bone from the Hurricanes actually. Yeah, so actually there was something that, like, straight after that game, we played Georgia down in Toyota in Nagoya.
Yeah.
And then, and I knew something was wrong with my hand. And then, like, it got x-rayed and it was broken. I was like, my World Cup's over. Like, gutted. Like, shit, like, what you've kind of worked for. But the physio was like, and the doctor were like, no, we can work with this. And then within, like, the next day, they had me walking around trying to catch a ball and stuff. And it made me realise the power of the mind in terms of what you can do and just getting through that, away from that pain. Like, at first the pain is there, but it kind of just went away. And I was lucky it was one of the middle ones. I don't know can't remember which one it was. If it had been the outside one, it was game over kind of thing, but it was protected by the outside bone. So
people talk about the Richie McCaw broken foot, but broken hand's probably more impressive. You must be a Welsh legend.
No,
do people know that?
No. I don't know what I've said yet. I'm just trying to get it out there.
That needs to be. People need to know that. That's impressive.
Yeah, but it was just, like, you almost forgot. Within 3 days, you'd kind of forgotten about it. And it was just,
you should have done that at the Hurricanes.
Yeah, I know. Would have been sweet. I didn't know back then. Maybe I should go back to Cam, the physio, and say, right, what were you doing? Yeah. And then, so physio, mate, huge respect for him, and he was outstanding in getting that. And then a couple other things that were going on, like, we were the walking wounded in that game. And it's kind of like people debate that third and fourth game, like, what is it like? I guess a team wants to finish their season and their campaign on a high.
Yeah.
But to me, it's also the reality. Both teams are pretty disappointed in terms of missing out on that big dance. You know, you're so close, yet you miss out on that massive opportunity of playing for, you know, the gold medal, really. Or the World Cup, sorry. But,
yeah.
Sorry, completely different sports. But, yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
It's good reference.
Yeah. So, and so, like, but it was awesome to play against the All Blacks, and then Matt Todd was playing as well. They dusted us up a little bit, like, but we swapped jerseys with Toddy after the game, which was pretty cool because
one of the many,
one of the many jerseys. Yeah. So and like good mates from club footy back in Christchurch and the junior, both the juniors that we'd kind of been on. So and now he's back in the Crusaders, mate. Can't get him out of Christchurch.
No, he's back with Brad.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, I should get back in.
Yeah, I was thinking, how you're not? I'm in trouble.
Nah, not attack, mate. Not attack. Yeah.
But one thing that third and fourth game almost cost you was the ability to bring in your first child, was it?
Yeah, yes. So I know it's probably like not a silly thing to say, is that I knew we were having a kid. But
that is a silly thing.
Yeah. I knew we were having a kid, but my wife has been awesome, like, for my career and so supportive throughout the whole time. And so we fell pregnant during the Six Nations, actually. And so
after the debut.
Hell of a night. And so we knew, and as you start doing the dates, it's like, oh, it's going to get close, you know. And Warren, this is where Warren and his wife Trudy Gatland were outstanding, because we had a big function on Millennium Stadium before we went with musicians and stuff. And they said to my wife, look, if you need him at home, we'll send him home no matter what. And it was like, and she knew that she had that support, but then she was like, I'm probably not going to do it. Like, she was thinking to herself, I'm probably not going to do that.
Yeah.
But she'd send me through like articles as your partner does. And she'd go, are you reading this? Yeah, of course I'm reading. Yeah, perfect. What a great one. And so got back to Wales, and like, I obviously knew, but it was kind of in the back of my mind that we're having that the kid was there. Like, the World Cup had been my massive focus. It'd been like the dream come true, massive part of my career, highlight of my career. Got home, got in the house, and there was like the baby corner there, driving the car. We went out for a curry that night, actually. This might have been. And then and saw the baby thing, and I remember turning to Suze and going, shit, we're having a kid. Like, oh, sweet. Ruby wasn't due for another 2 weeks. I'm like, sweet, I've got 2 weeks to get up to date to all this. Yeah, anyway. So we got back at night time, so we went out for dinner. 6 o'clock in the morning, action broke out.
It's all on.
We're on. It's all on.
The curry worked.
Oh, the curry. Shouldn't have gone for butter chicken. And so it was just like, and one thing, like, mate, having gone through it 4 times, like, just so impressive what the woman body can go through. You know, massive admiration for that, and as a male, like, how helpless you are. Like,
the backstroke doesn't
hold a hand, backstroke. Oh, can I get you some treat? You know, no. It's just like it's amazing what the woman body can do, and then and you cannot complain about jet lag. As you go through that, I can tell you that right now. Like, you can't be lying on the floor going, oh, I'm so tired. But yeah, and then that it was actually quite a long labour. But yeah, Ruby, 12 hours after back into the country, back into action. So, yeah.
You're a father.
Yes, yeah.
And game changer for you?
Yeah, like just loved it. It was actually quite good. So Brad Moore and Glenn Delaney came into the Scarlet. So Wayne Pivac then took over Wales from Gatland from the World Cup. So they came in, and like, as a coaching group, like, they were amazing. They gave me pretty much 6 weeks off. So to have that time, just to help, like, completely foreign to you, the first child.
Yeah.
Now, like, you just hear something in the middle of the night, like, he's just moved. It's like, what's going on? What's happening over there? Like, now, if you
check his breathing.
Oh, he's all right. He's all right. And then 4th child, it's like, he's all right, mate.
Unless he's screaming his lungs out.
Yeah, it was just like, go back to sleep, mate. Yeah, but
Oh, so true. So why did you leave Wales? Was it a hard decision for you to leave Wales?
yeah, it was. It was kind of if a contract had come through straight after the World Cup, it would have been we were really happy there and everything like that. And then having the first child, kind of got to wanting to be one flight closer or closer. And then COVID was coming in as well, and so when I started, like my agent was talking, he said, "Let's have a look out, in Japan as well." And I said, "Look, Japan, I enjoyed it." Maybe getting to that stage of my life as well. I was 32, and so we're going to make another World Cup. Probably chances are very slim, very slim. But so it was like, okay, yeah, go have a look, and then I remember like it just kind of meant to be. Robbie Deans rang up and said, so Robbie rang my agent and said, "Yeah, we want to do it. Can I talk to Hadleigh today?" And he said, so this was on a Thursday, and I was like, "I can't actually talk, sorry. Going into a team meeting, we're about to play Scotland in the last game of the Six Nations." Now, this is when COVID was coming out, so there's a lot of unknown here as well. A lot of all the other games have been called off, so the other 2 Six Nations games have been called off. So we were still playing Scotland. But I said, "No, I can't talk to him today, but I'll try him tomorrow." And this was before they wanted to send through the contract. And then all of a sudden, my agent just said, the next day said, "I've sent it through, but Robbie still wants to have a chat to you." And it was pretty much just a chat to say, you're keen to do it. And it was like, "Yeah, Robbie, I'm keen. Keen to do it." And he's a pretty good fella as well, and he's been around and been pretty successful. And so, and Panasonic is a good side. And so I remember having this conversation with him as the boys are boarding the bus to go to the captain's run for the Scotland. I was like, just talking to Dad, wishing me luck. And then we went, and we were still supposed to play that game. So we were under the impression it was all going to go ahead. Had captain's run at Millennium or Principality, and then got back, and then the manager, that Martin Williams I was telling you about, he called in a meeting and said, "Game's cancelled. It's all been called off." Not knowing what was going on, boys go, "What do we do?" "Oh, let's have a few beers." Ended up, we did not end up out, but like no one knew anything that was going on. No one had been into lockdown or anything like that. And then after that cancelled game, we went down to the Cornwall coast for a couple of nights, and then the call came out, you have to get home. Like people were like, everyone's got to get home, otherwise borders are going to be shut, everything like that. And so we had to leave, I think, St. Ives or something like that. We're back home, and then it was an interesting couple of years, I think, for everyone. Interesting.
It was, It's crazy to even think about games were just getting shut down.
Games getting shut down as well. Everyone was tuning in to Downing Street as well. So over there, it was when that was all like, you'd tune into Downing Street at like 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock at night to see what was going on.
What's Downing Street?
Downing Street, so 10 Downing Street, where the Prime Minister is in the UK.
Okay,
so you're tuning in just to see what's going on, what's happening. The Health Minister and everything like that. And obviously the same was happening in every country pretty much around the world. So,
Was it financially much better for you to go to Japan than Wales?
It was, it was, it worked out well. It was a good opportunity at that stage of my career. You're probably starting to go down a little bit maybe, and then so it was a great perk in that.
Oh, perk's a good way to say you're absolutely rolling in it.
And then, but also another massive incentive was how it was set up. As it was a 7-month contract on 5 months off, and so for us, we got 5 months back in New Zealand or traveling, and we went to Europe. The second contract was 8 months on, 4 months off, and so on 2 of those months off, we went to Europe and enjoyed it like that. And then the other time was back in New Zealand as well. So.
And one time, your daughter couldn't get back in. Tell me this.
So we had obviously had Ruby, and then had the first year in Japan, came back to New Zealand, and then this was when the cross-border with Australia was open, so you could get in and out. Suze was pregnant, but we wanted to go just a holiday because we were here for 5 months, and so and winter in New Zealand, like, Yay. And so I went up to the Brisbane, Queensland coast and did that. Managed to, then that border was getting shut as well, that Trans-Tasman. So we had, I think we had 7 days to get out of Queensland, and my parents just flew into Queensland as well. And they're like, I'll get the last flight out kind of thing. So got back, and so then got back, baby was born, but I had to go back to Japan. So Cassie was born, had to go back to Japan like a week later, and then they were supposed to follow like a week later after that, after passports and everything had come through. And then got back to Japan. They said, no, you can't. So Ruby and Suze, my wife, could come. So Ruby's the eldest child.
Yeah.
They could come, but the one that's very dependent on mum is not allowed. So this is how black and white things can be in Japan. They're like, no, the baby can stay with the grandparents in New Zealand, but your wife, and it was like, well, no. Yeah. And so that was for like about 9 weeks that they were away. They were locked out. 9 or 10 weeks or something like that. Which, it was certainly like the older kid, Ruby, kind of really held it against me for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like just every time I left the room or left the house, tears, or she wouldn't let me do anything with her either.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just, and that probably went on for about 2-3 months until she started to trust me again. That dad's not actually going to go away. Like go away for a night for a game, going to training or something like that. Like I am going to come back.
Yeah,
and
that's sad, eh?
It was heart tearing kind of thing. So tear-tearing. Oh no, yeah.
Heart-tearing.
Heart-tearing, yeah. So.
And during that time, is that when you brought COVID back to the Panasonic Wild Nights?
Mate, we, to be fair, we like Sunday to Monday, it was tough. Friday, Saturday, it was quite good with the foreigners. We were enjoying our time in Japan. And so in Tokyo was right there. We're not, being sensible, but like enjoying it. We went on a foreigner trip up to Niseko, up in Hokkaido, which is up the top.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a ski resort as well. Went skiing up there and some things like that. So very fortunately for me, Suze and the 2 children were allowed to come in just after Christmas. So probably, I think it was New Year's Day. Or sorry, the day before, like the 31st or something like that. So the boys were all like, all the foreigners were like, we're gonna Shibuya. The next weekend was when the first opening game was against Kubota. Anyway, so they go and do that. It must have been on a Thursday or Friday night. And so I probably would have been going with them, but families turned up. Brilliant. Awesome. Not going.
Yeah.
Okay. Sunday we have training. Okay. And then normally in Japan, we always got tested on a Monday. You would have been tested on a Monday or something. But because it was Sunday and it was just a weekend, we didn't get tested. So then Monday came, we got tested. And then on a Monday night or something, when the test came back, there's about 5 people positive. I was like, what's going on here? Tuesday, we all get tested again. There's 35 people positive.
Oh, geez.
And so I was like, what's happening? And so the foreigners were in a bit of deep water. Everyone owned up.
So it was the 5 foreigners who went out.
There was
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was, that's how it came back in. Like every team had their precautions. Obviously, we sometimes would train with masks on and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you were around each other, aren't you? So it just got caught, and obviously the season opener that was supposed to be at the Olympic Stadium as well got cancelled. So we had to we forfeited Kubota, and then we also lost to NEC as well. And NEC boys were loving it because they hadn't won a game in 4 years. And so they're going, we're top of the table.
I remember
top of the table. They're absolutely in fire. And we'd gone through unbeaten the year before, and then so we had a bit of ground to make up.
Yeah.
But managed to do it. So.
And did you win the comp?
Yeah, we won it both years, apart from those 2 games.
Geez, you're a winner, aren't you?
But apart from those 2 games that we had to forfeit, we didn't lose a game there. Yeah, we drew one with Kobe, but it was just a good, like Panasonic would, again, I think we had 13 internationals and a lot of the Japanese squad there, and one that New Zealanders would know well, Shota Horia, who just kind of was that guy that linked between foreigners and the Japanese boys that just brought everything together, and just the ultimate professional, and like we had some class players there. Kiki Fukuoka, if you remember him.
The winger. I remember trying to tackle him.
Oh, so far. Like, he's
tiny, eh? I thought I'd get a good shot on him, and he just absolutely crushed.
Loves cats as well. He loves posting about cats on Instagram.
Yeah. That's a fun fact.
Fun fact for you right now. Yeah.
He's a doctor.
He's a doctor. So he was only 28 and he was like, no, I'm finished. I want to become a doctor. But like some of the again, he was like Andre Taylor when we were in high school.
Yeah.
Like, don't know what's on. Kinky, there's a ball, mate. And because he was so fast and good kicking and everything like that, like chipping toes. So I think he scored a couple of those great tries in the World Cups as well. Maybe one against South Africa in 2015 when they beat the Springboks.
That's right.
And then against Scotland or Ireland in 2019 as well. So he was unbelievable. But some of those boys were awesome.
Oh, stacked team. So why'd you go to the Black Rams?
Black Rams, it was kind of
cash.
Kind of got little shifted to the side a little bit. So Damien Dialande had been at the Panasonic the year before we got there.
Yeah.
And then he wanted to come back.
So he wins.
Not a bad player, to be fair. Yeah. So he went there, and then I was a little bit gutted, to be honest, because you hadn't lost a game.
Won it twice.
Hadn't lost a game in 2 years. But that's just life as well, eh? Unfortunately, you just got to move on.
Yeah.
And then another opportunity. So there was actually another team that came in, and it was Black Rams and this other team. But Susan and I were like looking at each other and we're like, where do we want to live? Like, if this is our last gig, where do we want to live? The other team was like in the outskirts as well.
Yeah.
And Panasonic had been on the outskirts. And Rico is literally in the mixer, like right in like 10 minutes from Shibuya Crossing on the train in a train station called Futako Tamagawa, which is just a phenomenal train station as well. Like, it's on steroids. What's it, mate? It's huge.
Yeah.
Just like everything, food court, shopping, like restaurants, cafes. So it was like, no, let's do some big city living before, it's probably our last deal.
Did the kids like it?
They loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it. It's got Ruby into school and Cassie into a Yochian as well.
Yeah.
Ruby, like, her teacher was like, because they start school at 3 over there, don't they?
Yeah.
And so then she was pretty fluent, and her Nihongo was much better, choto, much better than mine.
Honto?
Hey. And so then, like, she was good. Cassie, like, they enjoyed it. And at Rico as well, there's a place called where they live. Some of the foreigners live. It's called Fairy Garden.
Oh yeah.
Colin Burke probably made it famous with a few of the parties he used to have. But it's there, and there's like 6 attached houses, and then one just in behind as well. And it's all full of pretty much the Rico boys and their families, wives. And so then in terms of that, like, one of our neighbours was, like, they had a daughter the same age as Ruby. They're best friends, and like, you'd be 7 o'clock in the morning and you'd open your toilet door down and say, "Oh, g'day, Annabelle, help yourself, mate." Kind of thing. Like, like, it was just open living like that. And Japan, how safe it is over there, as you'd know.
Yeah.
Like, we hardly ever locked the house.
Is it different to Africa?
Yeah, very, very different to Africa. Yeah, certainly. But like, never really locked the house. Neighbours pretty much left their keys in the car. So and we had, in living where we were, we only had electric bikes. So we had 3 kids there that had electric bikes. So if we really needed a car, we'd borrow our neighbours, which was quite nice of them. But it was like a old danga. It wasn't great, but Japanese import, you say. They've probably got it from China.
So what happened? Did you just run out of gigs? Like, obviously your body's good to go. When you're getting paid good money over there, it's hard to turn them down. Yeah, no,
it was just, I think my age started to count against me.
Yeah.
And in my last year, I probably wasn't getting as much game time. You know how the rules are over there as well.
Yeah.
This is where it goes back to, is probably like whether you get on well with your head coach or not. And he probably made his mind up on me pretty early on that season. And like, everyone's got their opinion, so you just got to go with it. Unfortunately, you got to try and, you can try and change it, but as hard as you try, sometimes it just probably gets worse sometimes. So it was just the way it was. So I knew I wasn't going to be at Rico. And then, so it would have been quite nice to stay over there, but it was, we're like, if not. So part of my deal was as well is that because I'm too we've got two homes, New Zealand and Wales.
Yeah.
I got flights to both kind of thing, and you get flight. It's I think it's what it was with everyone's deal back in the day. I don't know if it's changed now. And so we're like, okay, what we're going to do? And we had two weddings in Wales. So we had Reece Patchell's at the start of the trip, and we had Lee Halfpenny's at the end. And so it was like, we got invited. Luckily, got invited to both. And it was like, so there was a 2-month window in between, and we're like, okay, we might as well do a great, if our flights are paid for, let's do an awesome overseas trip.
That's
and
cool.
so we had, so got to the wedding. Wife was a bridesmaid at Hadleigh and Reece, this one. And then we went to Turkey for 4 weeks. My parents came on there, did, Turkey's underrated, like it's awesome.
Yeah.
And then into Greece for another 4 weeks, and then back to Wales again for that.
Jeez.
And so this is where the gig with the turbos came up.
Yeah.
So after pretty much, because you had a bit of time in Wales, virtually 3 months on holiday, your last week in Wales, having a good time, and they go, mate, do you want to do this? Like, yeah, I can do this, no problem, mate. Like,
Yeah.
haven't trained once. Fitness, kind of like that. And then that second game against Bay of Plenty in Narawa, not a bad player, just gives you a couple of fans. You're just like lying on the ground going, this ain't the beach anymore. What are you up to? But loved the turbos, mate. It was awesome. It was awesome to go back. We were going back to the farm for a little bit anyway, living with my parents.
Yeah.
And so it was just an awesome experience. Some good people involved down there, and some good lads as well within that squad. And mate, hopefully they can just keep getting better and better. But yeah, loved it. But yeah.
Mate, what a career. It's so good.
Mate, it's also like pinch you as well, finishing at the place you started kind of thing. So,
full circle.
Yeah.
So, like you said, so many jerseys you collected.
Yeah.
But I do need to get to these questions. Plenty came in, and I think most of them, going from what you've said so far, were from your brothers. A lot of them around the Hunterville. Any chance of kitting up for Hunterville before hanging up the boots? It's probably...
I've played. I actually played for the Hunterville Hackers, which is a cricket team, which is quite good. So can we count that?
Yeah, we'll count that. Yeah. I think the brothers just want to play with you. Who's the best footy player in your family?
Oh, mate, we had some good battles on the tennis court, but I'd be gutted if I didn't take it out.
Yeah,
but,
they're filthy. They're not impressed. They don't think it is you.
Mate, yeah. Well, one brother played for King Country.
Oh, yeah.
And then another brother played for Auckland B.
Are any of them the best midfielder in the world in 2019? Probably not.
They might tell you they are. The oldest one, he was more of a tennis player.
Okay, next one. What team gave out the best free gear, and how much free gear do you wear regularly?
Mate, Wales was, it's probably come from the boys because I've always got Under Armour on at training this year from my club site. Mate, like, just Under Armour, and it's good casual stuff and everything like that. Kings, actually, we got a lot of kit. Super Rugby was good with Adidas, and it was nice, but you didn't get a huge amount unless you're the big dogs. But Under Armour were amazing. Actually,
just help yourself.
And I actually
was it because you were the big dog, or was it everyone was?
Nah, everyone. Oh, you got good, and then I ended up because not many of the boys liked the Under Armour boots.
Oh yeah,
but I was like, yeah, I'll have the Under Armour boots. It was quite good, and then so I started getting on quite well with the guy that the liaison kind of guy that comes in and does it. And so it got to the point where I would say, ring him up and say, oh, can I get a few casual stuff? And he would send it through, and so I'd give him a bottle of wine to say thank you. And then I was like, oh, my wife wants a few casual. It got to that stage where it was just
help yourself free for it.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Oh, no wonder you wear it all the time. Okay, next one. This looks like a good one. Ask him about the Budapest story.
Mate, so when over there, obviously, you want to make the most of the travel, don't you? Like, it's just everything's on your doorstep. So he's a guy that I used to travel with a little bit because Suze couldn't always get time off, and his girlfriend couldn't get time off with Sam Bed. And so he was so we went to Switzerland once, into Geneva. I don't know why we went there. Like, it's one of the most expensive places to go to. We're there, it was freezing cold. And so anyway. Then we went to the Cicatia, which is an Italian coast, which is a beautiful area, 5 little villages. It would cut up by other villages as well that you walk along. So it was awesome, like cocktails and having fun. Yeah. So on this other one, it must have been after this series, this November series, and so it was we're like, let's go to Budapest. And so we went over there, and Christmas markets are on, so it's good. So we had a bit of a night out, and then we're at the Christmas markets in the morning, and then we're like, oh, let's go to a Turkish bath. And so then, now that I've been to Japan and know about how like these kind of baths kind of work, you just in the nude.
Yeah.
But back then you didn't really, like, New Zealand doesn't really do that, and
No.
UK doesn't either.
Yeah.
And so we walk in, probably a sign as we walked in. I didn't take much notice, so men only today. And so, but as we walk in then as well, go in, and the guy goes, "Do you want a bit of cloth?" I went, No, I've got my togs. But what he meant was a cloth was like this sheet of white. It's like a sheet, really. That would just go like that over your front part.
Yeah.
And so, but it was like a sheet. So as soon as you got it wet, you see everything anyway. And so Betty and I were like, so you see that in the shower, and I go, "Oh, well, there's not much of togs." And then you go in there, and there's probably 150 men, and 10 or 15 of us have got togs on. As Betty and I look at us, we didn't get the memo on this one. As I was like, "Oh, sweet, well, we're in here anyway. Well, let's enjoy a bath."
Yeah.
And so go and enjoy it, have a spa pool, yeah. And then I guess, okay, time to leave. And so as we're leaving, you shower up. So there's 3 showers here and 3 showers here. So we both go into our showers. There's no soap in my shower. And so I then get out of my shower and go across to one opposite and try and get some soap. But there's not much soap in there
either. Are you still in your togs?
No, not on my togs.
Yeah.
So there's not much. No, I was still on my togs actually at this point.
Okay,
yes. I was. So there's no soap in there. But as I come out of that shower, there's someone trying to get into my shower.
Oh.
And I just say, oh, sorry, mate, that's my shower. I was just getting some soap. And he goes, "Oh, soap." And he's got some body wash, and he starts spraying some soap into my hand. I went, "Oh, that's bloody kind of you, mate. Oh, thank you very much for that." And then after spraying some soap in my hand, he starts spraying my body with soap and then starts rubbing my body and getting me clean. And I just keep looking at the soap and then looking back at him. And this goes on for about 10 seconds or so. And I was like, oh, cheers, mate. Thanks. Thank you. And so then I get back into my shower, but there's no locks on the shower. And so then now I'm naked and I'm getting myself clean, and then my door opens and his face comes around and he's got a smile on his face. He goes, "More soap." And I went, no, but it's the cleanest I've ever been, to be honest with you. It was great. But certainly I think there was a little misunderstanding there. And so, but no, it was very nice of him to share his soap though.
So you got a full body scrub down from him.
Full body scrub down.
Did he take your togs off in there?
Yeah, togs are off, mate. Togs are off. Yeah, so it was a bit of an eye opener, to be fair.
Oh, that's good
but
stuff.
Betty, after it was like, "What was going on in your shower, mate?" I went, like he came outside and he just saw my face. It was white, kind of.
Oh, that is classic. Absolute classic. Okay, where did the nickname Mudguts come from?
Oh, mate, so playing club footy down in Christchurch, ended up doing my shoulder that year, and I just started, because you're training, I was in the academy as well that year, so it was my first or second year down in the academy, and so I was like, so you're training quite hard, and then I was like, "No, you're out for the rest of the year, you're going to need an operation." Sweet. So I ended up being a uni student in the uni flat, enjoying uni life. And actually the roommates would come in sometimes. It got to the point like I'd be having sometimes Maccas in my bed. And it got to the point I was hiding Maccas under my bed. And so it did just put on a little bit there. So I was enjoying the off-season, or the injury, you could say.
Oh, that's good, because this one goes on about that. What was the turning point from being an okay Mudguts club player to becoming one of the best in the world?
Oh, probably moving out of the flat. Really, yeah, just it was good. Mudguts. You enjoyed that part of your life though, as well. Like, it's good to do that. And then, I think the chance to play professional rugby, been pretty lucky to do it for 15 years. You try and want to make it. When you're in it, you want it to go for probably as long as possible, and just to enjoy it. So.
And it sounded like that mindset switch when you left to Wales was probably the big, massive turning point.
Yeah, massive, I think. And so it was just like, right, I don't want to just go overseas for 2.5 years. I want to go overseas. I actually made a joke to my mother-in-law, like, we're going to be, like, she goes, "I'll see you in like 5 years." And I said, "No, we'll be 8. And then it managed to be 10. So it was like, it's like, it was just a little joke, but it was awesome. I loved it.
Next one. How did he manage to bag such a hot wife?
How did she manage to get me?
It wasn't her.
No, we met through mutual friends. We're still very tight with them as well. They came and visit us in Japan as well. So Yeah, maybe good chat. I don't think it's this. Yeah, I don't know. It might not even be chat either.
It must be. Like, people will be listening to this. Like, yeah, it's definitely the chat. You're absolutely on fire. Do you miss fairy gardens? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah,
before?
fairy gardens. Yeah, I do. Like that side of it. Like again, like those people became your family in Wales. Like over there, the people you relied on, and they're in the fairy gardens as well. Like there's like. The one downfall was that a lot of them were Australians.
Oh, yeah.
A real downfall, but they're actually not bad. But they've become like, good mates.
Yeah.
And so the people, and then obviously kids, both of those families had kids at similar age as well. So, mate, it was awesome. And then Nathan Hughes was in there with his wife as well. And so, and then the Whakatawa twins, who I don't know if, might not know who the Whakatawa, they might be related to the Nine actually. And,
yeah.
Tongan, a couple of Tongan boys, they were in there as well, and like everyone got on well, and it was kind of the place socially that was good.
I could imagine. What about hidden gems in Wales?
Hidden gems, mate. West Wales, I reckon. Like when you go to Europe, like you don't really hear about the beaches or the coastal towns in the UK, or you hear about Cornwall and down that area, and maybe the southern coast. But West Wales is beautiful. It's kind of nice rolling country land, kind of like Cambridge or in around there. Hedges everywhere, good farmland. But these beautiful towns like Saundersfoot, Tenby.
Oh, I've been to Tenby. Yeah, beautiful.
Like, you think like you're in a European town, like with the colourful houses. You keep going. St David's. Yeah. Actually, a fun fact about St David's is it's the smallest city in the UK.
Wow.
Because it's got a cathedral. So to be a city in the UK, you have to have a cathedral.
Yeah, okay.
It's only got it's about the same size as a handful, really. Yeah.
Awesome. Good facts from you.
Yeah, good. Thank you. And then you then go up the west coast as well. And there's some awesome hidden gems, which are good little spots there. Like you just go and there's like one or two pubs, a cafe, and just little villages, fishing villages that are pretty cool.
Spoken like a true proud Welshman.
Oh, too right.
Oh, jeez, you suit it. Okay. Oh, this was Clarkie's one about the broken hand. We got that answer. Who's one Welsh player who doesn't get the credit he deserves in New Zealand?
I think, like you look at a couple of I was pretty lucky with a couple of forwards that you played with, in terms of Keen Irons, Alan Wynne, Toby Faletau. I think Justin Tipurick's outstanding at 7. Like he's what he did. Never played with Warburton, and then he just retired. But one, there's some fantastic backs as well. One that I think is, like, just because he's such a competitor, is Dan Biggar.
Oh, yeah.
And so now I'm mates with Gareth Anscombe and Reece Patchell as well, and they're both outstanding players, and I think they're outstanding at what they did for Wales and their respective clubs as well. But the thing about Dan is that he's always just his competitiveness. Like, he's not as fast as those boys, probably doesn't have the X factor of those boys, but just the way he is, you need those boys in your team.
Yeah.
That just won't say anything. It's like a Johnny Sexton in Ireland.
Yeah.
Yes, both very good players, but just what they do and what they are on the field. Some people say it might come across as arrogance or a little bit rude towards the ref at times.
Yeah.
But it's just because they want to win so much, and that's what you need. And you need a couple of those in your team, or at least one.
Yeah. Did you cop many sprays from him? He looks like he's not afraid to dish out a spray.
No, I never got. I would have told him to F off. Anyway,
you were dishing out the sprays.
Yeah, too right. I was going, mate, pass the ball, mate. Don't kick it. But then we had, and then Jonathan Davies outside me as well. So we were both like, no. Yeah.
Okay, last question. Best piece of advice for a Woodland listener?
Enjoy the ride. Like, just go out there and enjoy it. You're going to have ups and downs. Like, just enjoy it, mate. If you get to become a professional rugby player, it's beautiful. If you don't, just enjoy playing club footy or doing it. Like, the experiences from it, if you can do it overseas as well, like those kind of experiences are amazing. The travel, the side of things, just like a big part of my career has been about life experiences as well, and making memories. And so then, like, if you're going to do something and enjoy it at the same time, then make the most of it. when it doesn't become enjoyable, then that's when it's probably time to do something else.
Oh shit, you enjoyed it, mate, and you made some memories.
Yeah, too right.
Some of the best.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, it's been an absolute pleasure to get you on. Crazy to think that you contemplated throwing it all in during that time at the end of the Canes and went on to become one of the best midfielders in the world. And look at you now, mate, on here reflecting what a story it's been. But I think everyone who played with you or against you just knows what a champion human you are, and a lot of messages came in about that. So throughout your career, you held yourself as such a good human. So there's a lot of respect for you in the rugby community. So it's awesome to get you on and share your story.
Cheers, Jimmy, mate. It's been awesome to come on as well, and it's great to see what a lad doing so well too, and your coaching going so well too. So, mate, thank you for this, and let's enjoy a beer together.
Yeah, you're a lad. There you have it. Hopefully you enjoyed that episode as much as I did. Thanks to Betcha for bringing you this episode, and let me know what you thought of it in the comments.